Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, not a play-by-play for once. We are here looking at a weekend video. I was talking about how we did a weekend solo lane elo hell reaction about a month ago. Last time he had one on his channel, and I was really hoping that he would get another one. So he has another one. He just uploaded it 19 minutes ago. I saw it recommended on my YouTube. So yeah, we're here. I've got YouTube Premium, don't worry, this is not ad blocking going on. So obviously shout out to Weakin, major props to him for getting these types of videos. I know most of you guys, if not all of you, already know him. We're gonna quickly just like listen to the intro just to get a gist for like what's going on here. And then obviously I'm gonna turn it off in terms of the audio and we'll just do a normal reaction and try to give some insight, try to, tell what we think.
So you're a solo main, right?
Yep, that's right.
I hope
So
it's
do
not
you
too loud.
think that you being a solo main, I'm assuming you're clapping lanes, you have no problem with your laning phase, and in transitioning into team play is where you're struggling. Your team is not holding up their end.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you
All right, so I will say normally like that's a really big red flag. So one thing I always try to talk about as a player outright. So obviously Elo Hell, if you don't know the context behind it, it's just this idea of I am a lower rank than I should be. I am playing up to my level, so whatever rank I'm in, I should be a higher level. He's gonna be specific in a second. But yeah, I should be a higher rank than I am. And the fact is, guys, look, I'm going to be very candid here. Solo lane, non-solo lane, whatever the case might be. In a small sample size of games, yeah, you might be a little bit higher or lower than you should be. But if you're playing consistently, you'll be appropriately ranked, right? You can have good games, you can have bad games. I get it. Over a period of time, this stuff isn't real. It's a very fun series, but if your perspective is blame, there are going to be games where you're playing well and you lose, but chances are about 90% of the games you can control. So we'll see what happens.
believe you're going to go into this game, you're going to handle your lane. I'm not saying you're going to crush them, but you're going to handle your lane. You're not going to get cooked, and then you're going to rotate in these team fights. You're going to put in work.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, what would you say you're weak or like what you believe you could get a little better at to win more games? Or is there nothing? If there's nothing, say nothing.
Probably positioning, but yeah.
Positioning?
Mostly, I think I'm
Uh-oh.
pretty comfortable.
Okay, fair enough. Are you in NA?
No, I'm EU, but I'm quite happy to play with.
That's what I was gonna ask. You're used to the higher ping. What do you know what your ping is, or like in Smite 1, what your ping was?
I think it was around about 100.
Okay,
Or so.
that's not terrible, but that's gonna be rough. All right, well, thank you for coming in for the interview. Good luck. Kill it. Do your thing.
No problem. Thanks, man.
Alrighty, folks.
Let's start this up. Mr. Flobbles is about a flob. I love
Let's see.
people with accents, dude. So this is a mouse and keyboard PC player,
Okay.
solo laner. He is gold now.
Gold.
We're gonna do this last time because I'm trolling you guys, but here is his stats.
Hold up. So we got a 40% win rate in 50 games. That is very bad. And we've got a good damage per minute. Gold per minute's pretty bad. And he's in gold. And the KDA is interesting. So let's see.
Win rate in his last 50 games, not great. 2,000 SR Gold 3. He did say he should be Diamond, so we're putting him in a Diamond lobby. This lobby's 3,200 to 3,790.
Okay, so also really quick, I want to note this because I think this is important. So he said he should be Diamond, right? Which is, about a 1,300 MMR increase from where he's at right now. He's not on his peak. He's 300 down from his peak. But either way, last 30 days, he hasn't really lost too much. Excuse me. I'm burping, dude. I just got something to drink and stuff. My bad. Apologies. So he's down, a little bit over the last 30 days. But what's really interesting here, and I'm going to tell you guys outright, like, we're already spotting this player's issue. So he's a backline solo player in gold. That's rough, number one. I talk a lot about, in solo laners, if you're going to play backline solo laners, have your fundamentals down because generally speaking, you're going to have a lot of really shit habits. Not a good idea. But nonetheless, we'll take it at face value. I think the most important thing when you have a backline solo player is your gold per minute. That's extremely, extremely relevant. And this guy's gold per minute 480 is just not going to cut it. Not if you're playing mage solos, because you need a lot of gold to siphon to become relevant enough to consistently win. You need to get items online because if you don't have pen, for example, and you're into tanks, you're not going to do anything on these picks. So what is like the most striking issue here? Well, it's the gold per minute, but like let's be a little bit more precise. Look at this. Look at the KDAs on these characters. Cuckoo, most played solo laner, 1.69. Baron, 2.03. And if you look, it's a little bit smudged here. Can I up this quality? I can, absolutely. Sorry about that. Uh, yeah, we see averaging 7 deaths per game. If you're playing a backline solo laner and you're having battle mage near triple double stat lines, that's very bad. So we'll see what happens, but I am concerned.
9. It looks like he's experimented a bit. We got some Scylla solo-ish style
Uh-oh.
gameplay. Definitely could have had a better build.
Also, really quick, by the way, one more thing, because this grinds my gears. This makes me so annoyed when people say this. They're like, "Hey, Snetty, I'm really struggling in climbing an MMR." Look, these stat lines are not great. Don't get me wrong, but you have winning win rates on 2 characters here. Your most played characters. Chances are, if you continue to play these, I mean, he went what 40% win rate, excuse me, in his last 50. So in his last 50 games, he likely was not playing that much of these 2 picks, or at least enough of these 2 picks. Like we see Mulan, I mean, that's a disaster waiting to happen. We see experimentations with Scyllas, Danzas. I understand he's winning some of these games, but really, condense your God pool, you're going to climb, especially on your winning characters. And look, in 50 some games or whatever, you have a 63% win rate. Regardless of if the stat lines are murky, that's pretty damn good. You just roll with that. Try to get to a higher rank. And then when you're at a higher rank, expand your pool. It's much better to be at a higher level of play and be singular in terms of the characters you can play rather than be a jack of all trades in gold. It's just not going to get you productive practice.
A bunch of Baron gameplay. Not sure what he's gonna play because his gods are all over the place. Ton of Kukulkan games though. If this pulls out Kulkin solo, I might lose it.
Okay, so let's do it. Sorry, I know, long intro on my end because I was yapping, but he's playing Cuckoo. What is this camera? He's playing Cuckoo solo. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna turn off the volume from his end, Weekend's end, obviously, because I want to talk over this. But yeah, I'm excited. So Cuckoo into Cab. Again, Cuckoo pick is okay. It's actually doable in solo. I think this is like a B plus A tier god. It's not awful. Remember, this is a diamond lobby, so he is a 2000 MMR player and about a 3300 lobby. And he's going to Conduit Rush with tier 1 Book of Thoth, presumably 3 health pots. And yeah, pretty normal start. We'll see what he does, whether he does a lane start or blue start. Again, this is semi-jungler dependent. If you are going to be starting lane, it's cool. So yeah, we'll see. Again, his big problem on the stat tracker was a lot of deaths. That's scary. Cab's a character that can obviously kill you a lot. Loki's a character that can camp you easily. So you really want to be careful. One thing you really don't want to do is use an emote or something when you're bush hiding. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, let's just kind of see what happens. I'm really excited here. I really genuinely am. The last one was extremely funny. It was a frontline player, so we get to see some backline, lower level smite. And yeah, so he's doing a wave start. So really important here actually to know is you want to try to get an idea of where the solo is. Now, if he knows this cab's in bush, which he doesn't, this is really good. And the reason why this is good is because you're creating an instant lane prio situation, right? You out clear, you're going to be ahead right away, and that's perfect in terms of like pace of the lane, which is really important on these squishy characters. That being said, if you're starting the blue, or if you're starting the wave here, and the cab is on blue with the Loki, or even on blue by himself with Sunder, this is a really bad play. Why? So normally, let's say you're starting blue. You're starting blue, minions are going to meet in the lane, and you're going to lose minions every single time if you're soloing the blue buff, or if you're, sundering it, regardless, you're going to lose some amount of farm on almost every pick, aside from like Baka's aspect. So if this cab started as blue, he's missing 2 minions, maybe 3, okay? That's a big deal. Now, if you're playing in solo and you're the Cuckoo, all you do if you're starting wave is just do nothing. You literally let the minions kill each other, and then you clear. The problem with this start when you don't have vision and you don't know is you are literally giving the opportunity for the cab to start his blue, finish the blue, walk to lane, get all 6 minions, and hit level 2 on wave 1, and you're going to be level 1 still needing 2 minions to hit 2. That's a really big issue. So again, starting wave is fine. Generally speaking, this is extremely risky to do though, and you need to know where the solo laner is. So the fact that he's doing this, a little bit dodgy. The safest start you can do on a pick like Cuckoo, if you don't know where the other solo's starting, because solos do start on their blue more often, is you actually start on your blue, get the 2 minis, and then come to lane. Now again, he got away with it in this instance, but you're going to see that in higher like level play be punished more frequently. Either way, though, he's in a great spot. Again, with the cab matching lane start, and cab should never do a lane start in this lane. You definitely just solo your blue, or you just do two minis on your blue and then come to lane. So he is messing up, and cab is also playing this really poorly. You don't need to tank these autos for no reason. So good start for him. Obviously, people, will admonish that mage solos are broken. It's usually a player skill issue, and quite frankly, a gold player, if he wants a chance to outperform a diamond player in a lane, probably should play a backliner because, truthfully, excuse me, most diamond players really don't know what they're doing. Just to be candid, so has a clear advantage. A little bit off on the abilities, that's fine. I don't really care. One thing I'd really like to see this Cuckoo do here, it seems like he's trying to play some. What is he doing? Some hero play. So he's trying to help his boy. You got to kind of know that this is chalked, right? There's no way to help your guy here. So you're kind of just meandering around for no reason. It's unlucky to see your teammate die, but not really your job. Really important here, sticking the blue is fine, but if you're going to stick the blue, you don't want to linger, because the problem with you lingering and doing like this pathing up here is this blue buff is tanky and the wave's already meeting again, so you're going to be losing farm on this wave. You have to think about it that every time you clear a wave and another wave is coming, you're on a bit of a timer. So you have to be very purposeful with what you're doing in movement wise and what you're doing clear wise. It's much smarter here to actually, after you shove this wave, just go to the backs, let's say, right? Or maybe, just get the 5 little mini backs on his side, go back to wave, get the 5 mini backs on your side, go back to wave, then do your blue. Or do the blue smalls here only, come back to wave, assert that pressure again, and then go to your camp. Very, very important to stress that like pressure and clear and advantage is significantly more important than buffs and stuff when you have the ability to get both. Because you're noticing Cab here is doing the Snatty Classic and holding. And how much does this guy lose? He loses 2 minions already outright. And that might seem like a little thing, but it's 2 minions you don't have to lose, right? That's the big deal. 2 minions you don't have to lose when you could get the blue anyways, and you're getting more ahead. Also, you take a bit of poke, not a huge deal because he's got the clear advantage, good health pop. I think overall he's doing a pretty good game. I want to be clear, like this Cuckoo's playing it well. Again, not that it's like the hardest to play this early lane well. I think this Cab is really phoning it, but still, overall pretty good job. Good clear advantage. Now we go to our backs. Now again, I'd like to see him invade backs here rather than do his own, just because this Loki, we know is not going to be on this side of the map because there's not really much for him to do. But nonetheless, this is still a fine play, and it's a good look. So yeah, remember XP advantages are king. You don't want to do chest cam and stuff like that over XP, because you can use golden base, you can use XP in the lane to actually get ahead. So love that. We're getting clear prio here. We're going straight to totem after. Very normal game so far. I think this is pretty well done. So the laning phase so far, gonna get a good grade from me. Now this auto attack trade is a little bit dodgy, but he does have the clear advantage. I think one thing here that's making this so shit is, a lot of these characters are pretty predictable in range. You get no advantage from being in melee range with the Kabrakan. Just like walk back. You don't want to do this S key backpedaling autoing. Just turn around, auto, walk away. When his one ends, you just go on him. And the thing is if his one ends up hitting you, he's going to be pulled back further. So you really want these people to overextend their hand rather than do this. So this little like auto trading and stuff is a bit disasterful. Also, you really want to learn to pop your health pots quickly. You're healing 15 per second, and yeah, it's 245. Still no health pot popped. We're now 8 seconds after, 9 seconds after, still no health pop. Finally popping it 10 seconds later. And if you think about it, that's 150 health right there. If you're having that here, you're a lot more confident to stay up. Now your map pressure is like weird. You're still fine because it's a 1v1, but all of a sudden, look what he's doing. He's doing these panicked ones. And why is that a big problem? His wave is winning. So if he's doing these panicked ones, missing them because he's low health, because he's scared, all of a sudden this lane is getting really, really sketchy because he's just going to be losing farm up here. And that's not good, not when you were in such a great lane spot. So I think we're seeing that positioning already begin to rear its head. The point is on these matchups, you have the advantage. You just have to be a little bit patient with it. Again, another situation, just turn around. Good. And he did it a little bit better here. He still did it slow, and he might just be dead. Is just dead. So how do we avoid that? How do we fix that completely here? Here's all we do. Number one, we pop our health pot. There's no reason you should be getting walked at with no health pot popped. He turned around really slow, and you could have just waited 3-2 and you're out. Or just, slow after you got one. Any of that doesn't happen. So Flobbles does fall down. pretty rough death. Again, I think all of that was curated by late health pops and a pretty poor spacing. And I think it's relevant because when you're playing against certain characters like Mordred, it can be hard to space the three sometimes. You're playing against an Achilles, it can be a little hard to space it if you're not super confident. But Cab's gap distance, I mean, his gap close is decent because of the movement speed rush, but his actual ability ranges without ult are dreadful. I mean, they're really bad. You should never really be getting hit in a lane like this. So, yeah, definitely a bad look. I'm assuming he's going into book, and yeah, we'll see what happens here. What's he doing? Why? Why is he here? I don't know. So here's why you shouldn't do that. Your backs are up. I mean, oh wow. I'm gonna stop going back, by the way, because if I keep going back, I'm gonna have a headache. But yeah, you just do your blue, and if your blue's not up, you go to your backs, and then you do your blue. There's no reason to steal farm from other people. That's not your job. Oh dear. Okay, we're getting some gameplay. That was very weird. Because look what's happens now. Now you're just gonna lose the backs anyways to split a camp that was free. Bad luck. Good job by Cab here. He kind of baited the corner, and yeah, I think he's just dead. Pain. So, with these mage solo picks, yeah, you need to have your early game good, and you need to have your dying down, because again, Cab one item, Cuckoo one item, who's winning those fights? That's pretty obvious, right? And these picks, I think, build a lot of bad habits, and this is really why I say like avoid these backline solo picks, because when you get in a bit of a hole, it's really hard to get out of it. Now, should you get in a hole? Of course not, but I mean that's not the point. The point is if you mess up, you're against players a bit better. This begins to happen. So far, Mr. Flobbles here looking a little bit rough. Let's see, does he do the blue? Okay, he is. Again, you're able to avoid that entire sequence if you just go to your backs first. When you're going into your backs when you're already out rotated, that's when there's a problem. But the whole point of these characters is you take the movement advantage. You don't path this way ever, because if you do, you could get gone on. So he does path safe, but losing even more now. Yeah, it's rough. It is definitely rough. This player damage stat I know is like what Weaken will have on default because that's what like most like players will care about and people in the chat. Realistically though, the only stat that's relevant here is the gold, and he's down. So yeah, you don't care about your player damage in this in any lane really until like team fights. It's really about how's your gold doing, and I can promise you guys he's probably down 800, maybe 1000. It's bad. It's real not good. Really not good, excuse me. We have a Hunbat's hovering now, but no gank to be had, so yeah, just a bit sad. I like that this Bats is at least trying to do something. He's gonna get his backs now, but yeah, dude, I mean, I think really like the big thing, and I do talk about this a lot, you see a rise of these mage solos where you didn't have them in Smite 1 nearly as much because of the ability to just PvE the lane and kind of walk where people aren't. This Bats is just going to get soloed, unfortunately. You got to be really careful walking up here, but the 3 I think is going to be okay. Should be out of range. Oh, he still got caught. He's fine though. Oh, auto attack is sketchy. Is he out? He's getting dove. He's out. Good job. Oh shit. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. Okay, he gets a kill here. That's fine. No, that's totally okay. They're kind of glazing him right there, dude. That sucks. That's a good death, though. I mean, obviously could have been done a little bit better. You just want to play a tiny bit safer on that initial thing. When you get that 3 off, you really have to bounce. And I think he did a decent job. He kind of beats nothing, which hurt him a little bit. You can ult to self-peel there. So he didn't play it too terribly, but, you know, yeah, it does suck to die. I think, again, he got the best he could out of that, which was a kill. So overall, pretty decent. This is part of like the Book of Thoth issue, and it's not really his fault. That's just kind of what Cuckoo needs. He's got like a basically non-stacked book, and yeah, he's behind. It's a really shitty situation. So yeah, you can actually rush Polynomicon first item on this god to get a little bit more push, but the truth is you really don't. You really can't afford a death until you get book done in Poly as well. He's going to just get walked out here, and this is exactly what you want to do on Cab. Just play aggro. Now, Cab's going to miss a little bit, so his trade's actually going to be pretty okay. And he's in a decent spot, obviously still behind, but you have a chance to get a free wave shove here, get your backs, get totem, get chest camp, and assuming you get all three, which again you absolutely can here, you kind of stabilize a little bit. So I'm hoping to see that happen. I don't love these random twos this guy's doing. That stresses me out. Yeah, don't do that. All right, we'll get our blue. Does Cab have fast? He's waiting for fast. Now he's fasting. Okay. I mean, look, he's kind of stabilized. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I think this can begin to go a little bit better now. His damage still sucks. Like, he can't kill this guy ever. See? 114 plus 28 from Conduit. It's dreadful. So he only got his blue, which, is like a little bit sad, but he's still fine. This Cab did go a serrated rush, which, I don't really recommend, but it's not bad. I mean, it's the same idea. That's a really bad tornado. You always, again, remember, you need to get wave clearance on these picks and haul. You are playing a PvE game. The moment you start throwing abilities to play PvP in a matchup you can't win, remember, we just saw you use a 1 for 114 fucking damage. You 3 the wave and you run away. That was awful. Now he's dead. Heartbreaking. Oh, he juked it. Nah, he's still dead. Bye-bye. Yeah, I mean, this Sobek gank I think is a little cringe, but like realistically, it was doomed. Big thing, you literally like how do we avoid this? I mean, look at the posturing we're having here. Cab is here. He's on the right side. Do you know what that means as a soul laner? It means we stay on the left side. We want to stay away from the boogeyman, not walk towards him. We go to the left, throw our 3, and then we run diagonally bottom side, get our backs to reset. That's it. Super simple. But instead he walks forward to throw a useless tornado that if it hits does 200 damage and you die for it. Really, really important. The primary thing with these backline solo picks, and the reason I stress not to play them, especially if you're a newer player, is it requires a lot of discipline as a player in positioning. And if your main issue is positioning, you should not be playing backline characters, right? And that's a very common issue. So you're setting yourself up to play a really losing game frequently, and that's not good. So yeah, tough stuff. Cuckoo has poly finished now with 18 stacks, which those will come back, so he'll be fine on that regard. But he's in a really tough spot because the thing is now is when you're playing these picks, you have to decide, what do I build now? Do I want to go a divine? Well, thankfully you don't need it that badly this game, so you're more so choosing between, do I go Chronos Pendant? Do I go Obshard here? Do I want to go Soul Reaver right here? Do I want to go Death? So it's usually one of those options. And the idea is when you're ahead or when you're even, you have a little bit more flexibility. For example, if you want to go Deso and then Shard, you'll probably be okay. I think whenever you're behind, especially into a tankier draft with 2 Guardians, you should just go Shard. I really dislike what Cuckoo's doing here, which is, okay, thank gosh. I do not rotate, please. If the cab is rotating, this is a very wasted rotation. He's spending a lot of time away. That's good. We just shove. We just shove. Don't go here. No, 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 no. You want to be selfish when you're behind. You do the like most greedy camps. So that's the chest camp, that's his backs, whatever. You do totem after, if at all. Always do the stuff that's going to give you more individually when the other guy's rotating. Do not fight. That's a really bad idea. He's going to brick the ult, but that's not the point. This isn't... See, a lot of players are going to misdiagnose this. They're going to say, oh man, I missed the ult. If I hit the ult, it's like, no, 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 no. Hitting the ult, missing the ult, that's not the problem. The problem here is that you're walking in. So how do we avoid this? We don't walk in. We literally just go the other way. Remember I talked about you kind of play a PvE playstyle on these picks. It's very cat and mouse-esque. You never walk into the cat when you're the mouse. You just go over here. You see my cursor? These backs, this chest camp. You could walk to chest camp here, finish the chest camp, walk over to the back's tornado, and literally dash into a loop-de-around or just back up here. And you're totally fine. This is completely avoidable. We've had like 2 deaths this game, which are literally just walking into somebody for no reason. This is like Achilles positioning on Cuckoo, and that's not going to cut it. No good. Beadsing afterwards, and I think he's just cooked. Maybe not, but the beads was irrelevant. So he's going to live, but again, when you're this low, you use your active, you use your ult. The problem here is obviously you're either really easy to gank, which is just going to happen, or you can't get the space to rotate. Not rotate, but like rotate to your camps or their camps and farm, which again is the big issue. So this player damage looks okay. 5,100 to 5,300. But that's not the point. The point is the farm. And the farm is real bad right now because we're looking to fight. So please, 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 I would much rather this Cuckoo have 1,000 damage right now, 2 less deaths, and 800 more gold than whatever the hell he's doing right now. This game is a fucking horror. This is real bad. So he's going into defense now. I believe that's a Genji's, and that's yeah, Weaken knows that shit is ass. So you really want to go Pen, right? So like I was saying, Pen is kind of your must build thing. Ideally, if you could go a Deso here, like would I go Deso here if I was Cuckoo? Sure, because I wouldn't be behind. But when you're behind, you have to go Shard as soon as possible. Because the idea of like, when are you going to finish this Genji's, for example? 14, 15, 16 minutes maybe? And when are you going to have Shard? 21, 22 minutes? It's not going to be good at that point, right? Like, I mean, it's going to be good, but your game state might just be completely over. And it's already like, not that great. They just got a Gold Fury steal, which is huge. But your individual game state is completely cooked right now. You have to get Pen as soon as possible. And really, like, rushing that is important. We're seeing Cab do a bit of a wave hold thing here. Really like that play. Good job, GOAT. Killing these cringe solo picks. I'm so proud. And yeah, so we get our backs. And we're seeing a super hover on right. Now, this is a bit unlucky. I mean, I think the thing is your gold's down, right? So, yeah, you got to be a little bit mindful of that, but he is going to be okay. Again, I think a semi-rotation here is not terrible because there's literally nothing for him to do. But the moment that this looks lost, you want to leave. The problem here is he's keeping his eyes so hard on these people that he's not aware that this cab is proud and is literally walking into him. I think he's going to die. Maybe not. Okay, no, he's good. Cab didn't walk in. Cab should walk in. Cab walking long this way is very stupid. You always path in bottom. Why? Because you're tanky enough to expend taking the damage that this might incur, and whoever you see you literally can just kill. Because your team's postured up. You never want to posture and like walk long when your team's playing up. That's not good. Good tornado here. Oh. Oh, it's a disaster. Oh man. I thought the tornado was good. Was it good? It might not have even been good. I mean, oh, he missed everybody. It wasn't good. I guess he had to do it a little bit closer. That sucks. So, really, what you can do, by the way, here, if you want to, like, hold because they do have dive, you can just one, which he did, and then play for autos. A big thing with using poly is you need to actually use it, like, after every ability damn near. So, 1-3ing is really rough, but yeah, if you just one auto 3 and then you start to back up, you're all good. The thing is, again, very similarly to the laning phase, notice how much this guy's walking up to use a ranged ability. So 1, why don't we just auto, and then 3, standing like right here. Look how much he's walking up. He 3s and he's still like walking in up. I know it's subtle, but like you can't do that, you know what I mean? Again, with these backliner picks, it's much better you just live. If you're dying a lot, that's a problem, okay? You just have to live. Because look, you can always throw another ability out in 8 seconds, assuming you live. Now, you might brick, you might be out of range or something, but it's much better you just survive rather than be dead and do nothing. And yeah, it's going to be a shit show. I mean, obviously, like, they're doing a good job on the dive and stuff, but man, you can't be walking up to people. Like, the dive can't be an easy thing for them. It just can't be. I already think these picks are just worse because not having an extra frontliner on your draft is very annoying to play with. But if you fall behind, you have functionally zero purpose. And yeah. Alright. Well, back to lane. Also, I really, really implore you, if the rotation is beginning to look bad, just leave. Like, you don't have to stick. I like the little hover over when you have nothing to do, but when it starts to look bad, you can always just leave. The problem is he's the first one to die because he's pushed up. Either way, we get our wave shoved here. Again, this Genji's pick is really going to delay your build. You can't play a character like this and go tank or defense of any kind. Because the moment you do, you're just like screwing yourself even more. The character serves no purpose with defense. So you just have to build full damage and learn how to position. I mean, there's nothing else really to it. Okay, we got our backs. Are we TPing? Please don't TP. So why do we not want to TP? Very simple. What is there to do? I always ask this when I do coaching with people. I try to be a little bit more polite. because I'm usually more polite to people who say they need help rather than they're stuck in elo hell, because one of them are grounded in reality, the other one's not. But when you're doing this, what are you accomplishing? Nothing. Like, seriously, I think sometimes you just have to speak out loud and say, what does this achieve? Nothing. Let's see the something he does here. So he's going to walk around, steal his ADC's farm, and then what? Mind you, this is worth a lot less than a wave. Maybe not a lot less, but it's worth less. So he's going to steal his ADC's farm. His ADC is going to go to mid, which is fire. He's going to do this. I mean, this isn't as bad anymore because his ADC left, but what is the purpose? What is happening here? Okay, man. Mind you, he's walking away from a wave. Now, he's walking away from the wave because he's afraid of the Cupid. But again, the only reason you're here, I guess, is to cover a split push that you're now no longer covering. I don't know what the plan is here. So now we're dashing and walking back. It's better to just reset if you're going to cover. Cupid's not shoving. Now, this is really new play from Cupid. You're shoving this wave because you're pulling it down, and you want to hit this tier 2. He's freezing because of no purpose. The only reason that this freeze is working is because Cuckoo's walking back in. No sane player would ever walk back in here. You always just reset cover bottom because Cupid's going to shove the wave and come down. And if Cupid's holding, you're very happy because he's holding for nothing. Yeah, very simply. Now, Cupid ended up staying. Now, obviously, he's staying because he didn't shove the wave. So if he didn't shove the wave, you just leave. You never come back. Now he's dead. A really bad map read. So again, big picture. If you're ADC here, what do? You shove bottom. Why? Because no one would ever walk back in. But if you're walking back in, you realize the wave's still here. I mean, nobody's going to back in front of a wave when they're full health and there's zero pressure on them. They're just waiting in the bush, right? And yeah, unfortunately, this map situation is a disaster, and we fall again. A really easy way to avoid all of this, though, is to just stay in your lane. Again, I think this entire awful sequence, and this player, gold or not, could probably easily tell you in hindsight, oh, this felt awkward. This felt bad. I didn't really know what I was doing here. That's fine. If you don't know what you're doing in a spot, chances are you probably shouldn't be there, right? I always say stick to your lane, don't rotate unless it feels good to. And you'll know when something feels good just because you know it feels bad if you do stuff like that. And you'll be fine, right? You don't need to go around and rush things and force things that are really awkward. There was no disadvantage of just staying in the lane, clearing, continuing to shove right as Cab rotated mid, get this tier 1 tower, don't die, get the backs, get the chest camp, get all this stuff, and kind of find a way back in. Instead, you got these 3 camps, no waves, and a death. It's just not worth it, right? So again, please don't rotate for no reason, ever. It's really stupid. We're going to lose this camp. Again, this is another pointless rotation. We achieve nothing here, right? Unless they fight. But even then, I don't think we achieve anything here. 251 damage. And we're walking in. We're going to beads the wall. And we're dead. Again, what does this rotation do? Nothing. We just wasted, I don't know, let's say a minute and a half because we're dead and we're going to respawn and walk back. We just wasted a minute and a half to get 251 damage plus, what was it, 23 from Conduit or something like that, 22, on one person. And again, I want to be very clear. It's not like a, dude, okay, I actually am so, I sound so mean. I'm sorry. But we're not getting anything out of this, right? Literally nothing. And when we're building this shitty defense build on top of this, yeah, bro. Okay. Oh my gosh. So when we're building the shitty defense build on top of it, again, we're delaying pen, we're delaying actual relevant damage even more. Let me explain to you why a guy like Kabrakan can go defense and a guy like Cuckoo can't. Okay. What type of CC does Cuckoo have? He has a slow and a knockback from an ultimate that's extremely slow. What CC does Cab have? He's got 2 stuns, he's got a tremor, he's got a cripple, and he's got a cage. Well, cage isn't CC, but it's displacement. That's the CC difference between the two. Which one's inherently tankier, Cab or Cuckoo? Pretty obvious. Which one has protections in their kit, Cab or Cuckoo? Pretty obvious. So when you have utility, when you have frontline, when you have CC components, sustain as well, and healing and mana regen in Cab, you have the ability to build tank and actually be relevant. Which character also has higher scaling? I think that one's pretty obvious too. So one character is clearly designed to build damage with, the other one's clearly not designed to build damage with, or at least as much, right? So very simply, just build damage on the god that's meant to build damage with it. It's very like simple. I really don't know where players get these builds that are bad. I mean, you can just copy a build if you don't know how to build, right? That's it. Because you don't provide a frontline service with this defense. All you're doing is keeping yourself safer in the back. But we've already established none of these deaths are not deaths because of defense or not. Like, if you take the death that you just had, or any of the deaths really you've had this game, and you're like, oh man, that's just me not having enough defense, that's like objectively a bad way to look at how you're playing because you're not diagnosing the issue. The issue in none of these fights has been, oh, you don't have enough defense. It's that you're positioning like terribly, right? So you just don't go into those spots. Now we're dashing in and we're just going to get gone on. Again, you might survive here because of defense, leading you to believe, oh man, I'm glad I went it. And you might not even, right? So this defense is even more useless. But regardless, that's not the purpose of what the character does. So you're gonna die here anyways, right? And all it is you just have to like build normally and not dash in and not run around and not just walk up for no reason. You do those things, you're gonna have a lot more success because you're basically covering your build for your deficiencies when your build should be to play towards your strengths, not to cover what you're bad at, right? So yeah, another death there. Very rough one. Jeez, yeah, this is bad. Guys, I feel like sometimes, like I've seen some of these. I don't react like publicly to the jungler, the mid ones. I don't watch all of them, but I watch a decent bit. I think they're really fun. Weekend does a great job with these videos. They're super funny. But usually, like the junglers or mids will kind of have some like pop off moments. Not all of them, but some of them. They'll do pretty well. Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad. Both solo lane games have been fucking painful to look at. Our buddy's coming back now. Breastplate likely finished. Again, we're 21 minutes deep. No pen. Not a lot of damage. Remember, Polynomicon scales off of your intelligence. Yes, you gain mana from those items that give you intel, but like, yeah, you want Soul Reaver, you want Shard, you want Hootie, you want those ones. Those are the good ones. I have plenty of Cuckoo videos on my channel. Yo, listen, Weekend just released a top 5 solo lane gods, and he recommended my channel, which awesome, by the way. But like, I don't know, dude. Like, you can literally just look up my name, Cuckoo, and just copy the build. I've uploaded this character. You don't like me, you're like, oh, this guy's annoying. Go watch Cherio on Twitch. He plays Cuckoo. I mean, anybody. Like this, man, come on. Okay, what are we doing? All right, Gold Fury. So, I'm going to be very candid here. This is a bad fight. Why? We're down 10k. They have fire. No good. What do we do as a team here? We split mid, we split right, we try to split left if safe. Likely not safe because they're around. Either way, though, we're shoving the mid wave, we're shoving the right wave, we're going to get towers and compensation, we're going to lose this anyways, so let's not all die for it, let's actually get some farm. Is that going to happen here? No. Whose fault is this? Well, a little bit of everybody's, right? I mean, this is like a diamond level macro play, contesting an objective for no reason, and all dying for it, likely. Just shove the waves. If you're going to lose something anyways, you may as well not fall even more behind for it, right? I want to be clear. You shoving mid and you shoving right, it's not going to win you the game. It's going to help you get into a better position for the next fight because this one's already lost because you're so far behind. You have to be opportunistic, and you're looking at changing a 10% win probability to a 15% or a 20%. Doesn't mean you're going to win. It just means you're increasing your chances, right? You need to split the map, especially as a damage pick. It's like essential because you actually have tower threat, especially if you're building right. There is nothing you achieve here. Let's see. Okay, Bats is jumping in. Bats is dead. They got the gold. Cuckoo is doing okay. Hit a 3. Now he's going to run, right? We're going to lose 2. How did Bats not die? Hold up. Wait a minute. What the hell? How did this Bats not die? Oh, he daggered. Oh, he had dagger? What a goat. Wait, that was a crazy dagger. Okay. So the 3 is okay. If you're red team here and you realize they're chasing beyond a certain point, you actually just want to leave. So the fact that they're getting a kill here is genuinely a miracle. Hell yeah. Good job. They got 2? Okay, this Medusa's the go. How is this working? Oh dear. Oh my gosh, double kill from Johnny Applefeed. What is happening? How are 3 people dying here? See, dude, my analysis now looks like shit. No way Cuckoo gets one. Oh, the poly-auto was good. Not enough damage. 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. 3-2. No, 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 no. You just bro. You've been like inting all game. 3-2. Sorry. What did I just do? Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. What did I just do? Weaken. Weaken. Bring me back. Sorry about that, guys. Holy shit, I just griefed so hard. Okay, literally just 3-2. Just 3-2. Just 3-2. 3, and then you 2. You 3 in front of you, and then you 2. You prebeads the Sobek 2 or 1 if he looks for it. That's fine. Just go in. Oh, what a disaster. Okay. It's a horror. So that fight actually somehow worked. I don't know how that fight worked. Red team there, you get the objective, you leave. If you realize you're chasing a bit, you just turn around and run. It goes to say, though, and it goes to show, excuse me, that, like, with all due respect, this is not... Okay, gold to diamond is a jump. I'm not going to pretend it's not. But diamond in this game is not very good, just to be candid. So, yeah, I mean, people still play fights very poorly, which, again, I think is all the more to say that playing well on the map will get you a lot of wins. Again, that fight worked, and I hate that that worked, because if I was coaching this, I would be very upset. Because that should never work. That was awful. I don't know how Red Team like ended up finding ways to die there. It was kind of impressive, but they did. So we'll just be happy, because that means this game's got some distance to it. I love that Cuckoo is going now to farm a little bit after the fight. A lot of people will just sit there and try to meander around and do nothing. We're seeing our Hunbat's very deep, and he's just going to die for absolutely no reason. That's not Cuckoo's fault. I like that he's playing the map. That's what you want to be doing. He's going to end up going Divine here, which I don't like. I think you definitely, mind you, this Braken's build is dreadful, but that's besides the point. I want to see, a Soul Reaver. I want to see an Ob Shard, stuff like that. I don't really love Divine. Again, we're seeing more fighting. His posturing here is good, so that's nice. Ultimate, again, really force what you want to save your Cuckoo ult for, and this is a lot more handy when you're damaged, because people are going to look to go on you. They can kind of ignore you when you're building some defense and hiding back, but you're using your ult mostly as a peel tool. I think with Cuckoo ult, it's a lot like, is there a character I can compare it to? I'm not sure. Kind of like Guan Yu ult, okay? I know, crazy comparison. With Guan Yu ult, if you're chasing people, or if you're expending a lot of time on the horse, in terms of distance, you're probably using it wrong. So Cuckoo ult, if you're trying to hit someone that's not like within 30% of the ultimate's range, you're probably using it wrong. These long range snipes, very bad. Just save it. Just save it. Because the threat of the ult is really the most important part of it. It's not actually the ult itself usually, which is, again, kind of like a weird case. I mean, this guy's ult's not great, but like, you still want to have it. And again, you use it mostly as a peel tool with the damage burst and as a threat rather than, that. So yeah, try to get your ults closer range, because the windup is so long, you're not hitting a long range ult. Again, this Divine pickup really don't like, but at least it's damaged, so good enough. Let's see what's happening here. We get a good Ares ult. No follow-up really, or not enough, but still a decent play. This walk-up is scary, but he is fine. I mean, we're still down about 10k, but I guess they got some stuff. Again, I really like that the Cuckoo plates a farm, keep it very deep. He seems like he's okay, though. Bats is going to jump in. No follow-up for the Bats yet. Hunbat's ult is actually going to still be good, though, and still with the over-the-wall. Big time from her. We're getting a lot of, like, indecision here, but the 3 is good. The 1 is good as well. This Cap should be dead. Good job. Now we want to just play to kill the Loki in the back. Oh, he's ignoring him. Okay, Loki, you're in a way. Oh, Loki died. Sorry. Who was that in the back? Was that Loki? No. Who was that in the back? That's Agni? What is he doing there? Oh, hell no. We definitely just go on that Agni behind. I mean, I'm not going to blame him for being like a little bit hazy here, because I feel like everybody is. He ends up hitting his stuff when it matters, so good enough. Pretty good fight. Well done. He didn't int. That was good. I'm happy with it. What I really want to see now, not just from him, but from the entirety of blue teams, I want to see us like split the map a bit. Just get something. Now, we're getting Pyro. I mean, that's good. But afterwards, or maybe even kind of like intermediately. Like right now, let's just go clear something. Okay, we're gonna get a mid wave. We got a mid tier 1. Cool. Can we like just group on gold right now? Go do that. I don't really think. I mean, we could defend fire, I guess. I don't know if I really like it. I'm scared about this. This is scary. Again, we're using a lot of random twos, and that's not a good idea. You want to hold your ult here. Really, really important because now this is a lot easier if you have your two. This is a bad fight. I want to be clear. You hold your ult and you play for the dash when he dashes. You ult. He actually didn't need to dash, but he did. But the point is you hold your two. A random twoing will get you killed a lot on this guy, especially when you have a dash on him now. We're also not seeing like a lot of polyautos in between all the time, and I mean, yeah, he's just gonna get soloed for no reason. This is like the second time that Cupid soloed him, which, I mean, that just can't happen. Yeah, there's nothing really to be said about it. Again, you look at the, oh, we get a weekend forehead zoom in a second, but you look at like what happened in this fight. I mean, you're just seeing him like walk into him. And it's like, why? You know, you didn't have to walk into him. You could have just walked to your Ares on gold, right? Rather than walk back. It's just weird. Awesome. How long does this last? Okay. Jeez. I had to skip, dude. That was like uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. Damn. All right. Well, now they're all dying on gold. So how do you avoid this? You go to it. You don't get soloed in mid. Rough. He had a good fight, and it all fell apart. How long is this video? Oh my gosh, we're still 15 minutes in. It's a disaster. I really want Weekend next time to look at the gold. This Cavs build again is awful. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, the gold is gonna tell a story here. Man, this is really rough. I mean, his teammates like I think they're doing fine. I know this Hunbats is 3-10, but man, so much of your job as a jungler is like predicated on like I don't okay, the role is OP. I'm not gonna pretend it's not, but what was that? Whoa. Okay, wait, let's just dial that back. Sorry. I was like in a diatribe. Okay, good 3, good 1. Autos are good. The ult is also good. Really important here though. Look, you played this really well. I'm very proud of this. I thought this was very well done. Good 1, good auto 3, good ult. Stop auto attacking. Just turn around. Remember, if you're healthy and you're surviving, you can always deal damage. What have you done so far? Been healthy, survived, done damage. This is like an A+ fight. But now we're using fleeting auto attacks for like 80 damage on a cab. We just turn around here a little bit. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to 3-2 him. I get it. But just turn around. 3, auto, 2, auto 1. And he's dead. And you don't die. That's the best part. Because this is super unnecessary, right? Again, he's dashing in 4 damage to make sure he gets the kill. I don't hate the concept. What I hate is that this posturing is completely avoidable. Again, how is it avoidable? How many times have I said this cuckoo is just walking into them? It's every fight, damn near, right? Look, you're good. You're out. Just turn around. You're good. You are out. There is zero threat. Look what we're doing. Walking in. It's subtle, yes, but we're also not beating this, which is bad until after, and then we're dashing in. It's just a discipline thing. That's all it's ever been. And when the discipline is really bad, you have 11 deaths in 28 minutes. You can't have that happen. Especially, look, like, again, I'm not trying to be like an ego head here, but like, especially not in Diamond, man. You know? Like, you really, and I'm not saying that to be like, yeah, obviously, proportionally, players are going to be better and whatnot. But the dive has been so incohesive from Red Team. Uncohesive, maybe. Non-cohesive? I think non-cohesive is the right way to say it. This cab is clearly doing a little bit of a BM build. I don't think he'd be going Fatalis normally. So there's a bit of dog shit infused in his build. You really have a chance to just like eat in a lobby like this. You know, this is like the prime Elo Hell masterclass setup, I feel like. Good play from the Medusa and stuff. I'm not really evaluating this, but yeah, I mean, look, the pull was a desperation pull. Wasn't a good call. They were able to kill the Cupid, so at least there's that. But yeah, that wasn't a good call. Can I also say here really quick, I'm so proud of this mid laner, Kylo1, or Kylo, just I, whatever, actually building pen early. I mean, this is a beautiful build right here. This is just awesome. It's not that early, but it's early enough. This Cupid's build is quite good as well. I'm very happy when I see good builds. The rest of them, they're like okay. I guess the support builds are good. Flobbles, buddy. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, dashback is good. Oh dear. Oh my gosh, he's alive. The defense is broken. So okay, how do we avoid this? All right, so really quick, let me show you how we avoid this. The 3 is fine. You don't see the Loki because he was invis. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. This whole mess, because this is the spooky guy, not this guy. He's not going to kill you. When we're bricking autos, bricking ones, bricking ults, I mean, you hit the ult, but like, we're just kind of walking into them. Now we're going to get our 3-2 off. That was good. And we live, so again, it's okay, I guess, that you live, but yeah, we just got to play a little safer there, posturing-wise. The 1's good. We're never losing here. They're very much inting. That's huge. The dash is good. Okay, good hit. Again, not really the target I would look for. I think here you're much better off because again, this is kind of like the problem with this like walk up thing. You're actually much better off letting this cab go and playing for these two. I know you don't know where the Loki is, but you obviously know where the Agni is. You just want to like not do that. I don't think you really want to dash in. I'm glad you got the kill. I don't care too much, but it's much better if you can just kill these guys and survive. Because again, the problem right now is you just aren't full build. And remember, I want to be clear too. The farming thing doesn't stop. So what I mean by that is normally I would talk about gold per minute, etc., and it kind of flatlines at a certain point because people finish their builds and it's no longer relevant. In this game, it's very reasonable on a lot of characters to be like, let's just be in an even game state. If we can get to 33 minutes plus, I'm going to start stacking 3Ks and the game is over. One of the characters that actually is the most like pronounced with that is Aphrodite, believe it or not, where I do play a decent bit of Aphro solo on my channel. And if you're new here, make sure to check him out. I just uploaded one. And it's usually a situation where if you get 1 to 2 to 3 3K pots, your likelihood of winning is like at least 75% in my experience because she just uses them so much better than most gods. Loki's another character like that, but really any backline solo in comparison to a tank solo uses 3Ks really well. So if you can get there, you're happy. We see a fire pool here. This is dodgy and it's not going to work. This isn't the Cuckoo's fault, obviously. The problem here with this call is not actually that the play call is a terrible idea. The problem is that our draft isn't equipped to dealing with the fire very well. We don't have a great jungle burn, and we don't have a good ADC burn. I think generally speaking, if you're going to have it, mind you, again, none of this is the Cuckoo's fault. I just want to be clear for people who are in draft leagues and stuff who want to learn a little bit. You don't want to have a god like um, Scylla with a god like Medusa generally on a draft because you need more objective damage. So you want like a Merlin in your comp, you want maybe a Poly Mage mid laner in your comp, like again Merlin or I guess Cuckoo if Cuckoo was there. So maybe with Cuckoo just being there it'd be fine, but he wasn't. You just want a little bit more objective damage. Also, this Scylla build is not good. You don't go these lifesteal items. But even then, I mean, that's not really the problem there. It's just a DPS issue. Like Sunbeam Bow ADCs are so overpowered, you should probably just go those. Regardless, I mean, yeah, rough. Did they just lose here? Maybe. Okay, so obviously some people down. It wasn't the Cuckoo's fault that they lost fire. They're inting a little bit. Cuckoo ult is a bit rough, and yeah, that's just gonna be game. Well, thank gosh this shit didn't last longer, low key. 4-12 and 8. Did do top damage on the team, but this was fake damage, largely. And we see the gold per minute stat, 543. Again, I think this tails up a little bit due to, getting a couple later kills, due to getting, some fire waves and stuff that were really pushed in. But I think it does show you something, that you have 12 deaths and you're able to get to the highest gold per minute on your team. Again, semi, like, I don't want to say inflated, but I think the stat is a little disproportionate to the game experience, obviously. Because if you look at these stats, this is saying that Cuckoo had the best game here from a damage gold per minute standpoint. That's just not true. But it is to say that you were still able to have decent gold per minute. if you condense on your farming, you limit these deaths. I'm not saying, be undying. I mean, obviously you want to be, but that's not going to happen. I think we could easily pinpoint 4 to 5 deaths that are like super insta fixable, right? You could argue that almost all these deaths are fixable, like at least 10 of them. Fine. But let's just say, let's die 2 times less this game. We could have done that. Both those Cupid 1v1s. We could have easily done that. This gold per minute probably goes up to 570, 580 maybe. If we're at 570, 580, remember that Agni who was one shot? Your build's better. He dies, What if that Agni dies? Then all of a sudden we're at 590. If we're at 590, we're full build. Are we going to win the game? Maybe not, but we give ourselves a better chance to. And that's only with 2 super easy avoidable deaths. What if we take 3, 4, 5 out? Big changes, right?
Post-game interview time.
Okay, let's see this.
How do you feel you did?
Oh yeah, done really amazing, I think.
Nah, you're lying. You're lying.
No, man. That was pretty embarrassing.
Okay. Off the rip, like just right after the game, what do you feel like you should have done different?
Should have stayed further away from Cabra. I was really feeling that NA lag. I've not had it that bad before.
Okay, so first of all, let's start with your build. If you're running that in solo, run cooldown starter with Manatome as your first item.
So, I would disagree with that. I think this build is good. I think you should go Manatome on it, like this, which is tier 2 Book of Thoth for mana. I think going Conduit is good because you're giving yourself wave pressure. Sands is better for late game, Conduit's better for early game. And when you're playing a god like Cuckoo, you actually want the shove and you want the push. So going Conduit's fine. It's just like what we used with it in terms of going to the sides that really messed him up. I don't actually think his early build was a problem.
It gives you 30 int. It's really, really strong. Then
Yeah, I like the kind of bruiser build.
on top of that, the Kraken's build's dog shit.
Yep.
But on top of that, play early to just 3 the wave and go fucking farm
Exactly.
anything, bro. Anything. Get the gold. You should have every gold camp. You should have every totem.
Yep.
You should have all the side creeps early the whole time. You full cleared way too early, and then you started trying to fight. On top of that, if there's nothing to farm, go grab the fucking stones, and then if you get any lead, just kill the minions.
You're not going to get the stones frequently, but like 100%. Yeah. You're going to find that you're not going to get the stones that often, especially when the jungles are like both rotating towards blue side early. But that's not the point. The point is everything he's saying is correct. Like you go for the camps. You won't get all of them, but you'll get chests, you'll get totem, you'll get your backs, your blue. You're going to be ahead enough. And then especially with the range disparity, with Cab having such little range, when he's playing it not so great and he's building like shit, you're going to get ahead and you're going to do very well.
While you're there and get even more fucking farm.
Okay.
Don't play. Do you normally do like a hybrid like tank damage build?
Depends who I'm playing. For Cuckoo and solo, yeah.
Okay. If you're doing that, you need to play more up. You don't have to be in their face in the mid late game team fight.
So Weak3n's right. Like if you're gonna be building tank, you should play up. But the correct answer here is you just don't build tank. Like again, if your build is hemorrhaging your issues, is that the right word there? It's not. Whatever. If your build is trying to cover and protect your issues and stuff, that's it. You're not playing what's right for you. I mean that's just outright what it is. You can't. This style of smite is just bad. Like you are bandaging your gameplay with a bad build that's just gonna perpetuate the cycle of losing. And you have a 60% win rate with this, but you're in gold, so it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I had a question. When you guys won that gold fight and your Hunter stole the dagger and then you started killing everybody, why the fuck did you not dive the 1 health Agni and the 2 health Sobek when you were full health, full mana?
I probably just didn't notice it.
Okay, so you were fighting them, so you knew they were 1 health. You were
yeah.
away from you. You didn't chase.
You didn't
Once
3-2.
you're 1-9, bro. Play like you got nothing to fucking lose. Don't
Fair.
play like, oh, if I die again, I'm more fucked. You're already
True.
fucked. You're already beyond fucked. So you gotta play that shit to get the DSI because that's a win condition.
True.
Yeah. I think as solo lane, it's fine to like die a lot. I know you don't want to feed the other solo lane, but like I was still out farming the team.
Yeah, that's the thing, and you were not playing good. You weren't even farming good.
Agreed.
I am so confused by the total performance in that lobby. I don't even understand. But You need go back
they
and
weren't really
watch
right roles.
because your play was rough. That you pretty much can improve all across the board. You
True.
also could have killed that Kabraki. You were 0-3, and you still could have killed him before he backed by his Onis. So try to pay attention to items, so you know that. Outside of that, just please, if you're gonna keep playing that, look for farm and look for rotations, not for trying to solo the dude. Unless it's a shitter and it's like, okay, I get the free kill here, but don't try to force the kill. Force the farm. You want the fucking farm. Really big. Outside of that, I just need to watch it back.
W advice. Yeah, so we'll call it there for the video side of things. But W advice, I think that's all good. Yeah, just play your farm. I mean, guys, like we've said this a million times. It's a very consistent thing with higher level players. They'll tell you to do that, and there's a reason for it. I think the biggest takeaway, and I tend to recommend this when I'm coaching people, literally when you're playing these picks, especially backliners, which thankfully most people don't ask me for coaching on them because they take my advice to stay away from them. But literally just artificially limit your deaths. See what happens. Just if you have 12 deaths in a game, go into your next game and say, no matter what, I'm going to have less than 8 deaths. Or a maximum 8 deaths. See what happens. Just straight up. I know that sounds insane, but if you're consciously like saying, I just don't want to die, you're going to have better habits than what you get here. Because you're going to have a mindset of just walking away. Seriously. And I know that sounds absurd, but so much of this changes if we're just not playing up recklessly. So yeah, I mean, look, what I would say for this player is he properly placed in gold. It's really hard for me to tell like what a gold player is versus a diamond player versus an obsidian player because I think there's a lot of boosted players, period. But this was definitely not a convincing one for hitting diamond. I know sometimes players get nervous and stuff, so you shouldn't take it too hard if you know have a game like this, you play bad, and obviously you're like, man, I can't climb, etc. No, I don't think that's true. But what I would say to any player who's trying to climb, who gets put in elo hell or not, is look, limit your god pool, try to stick to 2, 3, 4 picks max, and really just focus on the farming. Focus on playing a little bit more risk adverse because truthfully, you're not playing against fantastic players, even if you're in an obsidian lobby, diamond lobby, low masters lobby, whatever. And assuming you do those things, if your fundamentals are good, you can have a game where you miss abilities, you misplay, you know, take a fight you wish you kind of didn't, but because your fundamentals are strong, you're consistently putting yourself in winning positions. And assuming you do that, you're going to win a lot more. And that 40% win rate over the course of 50 games, if you just take those habits, even if you implement them like shit, I promise you, you'll go up 5% win rate overnight. And if you say consciously, I'm going to try to pop my health pots better, I'm going to try to limit my deaths a little bit more, I'm going to try to play to farm a little bit more, I'm going to try to build correctly, you're going to up your win rate by another 5%. All of a sudden, you're in gold, 50% win rate, you'll climb to high gold. You climb to high gold, you know, you continue to implement those things, get better at implementing those things, you'll be in diamond by no time. So it's easy to do, assuming you are conscious of things. A lot of the biggest issues I see with players is they're so focused on hitting abilities, on characters, and playing mechanically well that they literally like are like a headless chicken around the map, just inting for no reason. So focus more on the map, less on hitting all your stuff, and focus more on farming. You will climb. This is for everybody. I promise. If I gave advice or if I coached any player, I've literally averaged 1,000 SR gain on people I've coached. Anyone can do it. I promise you. Literally anybody. So keep at it. Best of luck to this guy. A very fun time though. Always love to get a solo lane elo health thing. We've got a tier list coming out soon. Next patch with Hoi, as well as an item tier list and top 5 gods and all that stuff. So it's been snotty. Thank you guys for watching. Really do appreciate you all. Thank you again to Weak3n for posting this. Make sure to show him some love, and I will see you guys very soon. Peace out.